We're starting off. Let's make something happen. I want to talk about this word today. Kolega. Koleżanka. Very popular word in Poland. My students use it all the time. Friend. But they use it in English or they use it in Polish in my lessons, and they're talking about everybody with this kolega or koleżanka. So your kolega and koleżanka are the people you work with, and they're your friends. And I get a little bit confused when my students use this because as an American, I don't know who they're referring to. Are you referring to your coworker or colleague? Or are you referring to your friends? Because in English, we draw a distinction between colleagues and friends. Okay? Colleagues or co-workers more in North America are the people we work with strictly. And when we talk about people outside of work, we use the word friend. And then, because we don't have przyjaciel or znajome, which is like kind of closer or best friends in Polish, we put words to attach friends. So like close friend, best friend, old friend, true friend, okay? Good friend. And then we have like, you know, the other words that are kind of synonyms to friend, like mate, pal, buddy. Hey buddy, what's up buddy? Hey, these are my buddies. Hey, come meet my buddies. That's what we say. In English, we have all those words for talking about friends. And when we're introducing them to other people in a social setting, we also do the same. And we address them as like, oh, this is my good friend. Or this is my old friend from high school. Or this is my buddy from work or from school or whatever. And then we address them. Well, from what I've been told, or from what I understand and what I've observed, even if you are with your przyjaciel, your best friend, you don't introduce them as przyjaciel. Like very rarely do I see it, or maybe even never. I'm sure there's exceptions, and I'd love to get your feedback on this, but I don't hear Polish people ever introduce somebody as their best friend. I always hear them introduce him, this is my colleague, even if they're a friend. So it's an interesting cultural difference. And I think it's connected with intercultural competence. I'd love to hear your feedback on this, okay, with the przyjaciel, znajome, and koleg. But I want kolegami, koleżanka, because I feel like there's a big difference with English for here. And I want to focus on this because I think the theme of my lesson in this episode today is about building relationships. Now, I've just given you a lot of synonyms here for friend, but of course we have other synonyms to talk about relations with people, okay? In business, we say associates, or we say we have contacts, or we have collaborators in a team, or comrades. Comrades is a word, okay? Or of course, workmate or teammate, okay? And we have this word acquaintance. Acquaintance. It means somebody that you know each other, but you don't spend time together. Like if you saw each other in the street, you'd say hi. Or maybe you say hi in the work building, but like you don't talk, you don't catch up in a social place, okay? Acquaintance, very nice word there, okay? So, other than that, we also have verbs that we can attach to talk about relations. The relations between countries, the relations between companies, the relations between people at work, the relations you have in the, outside of work. Okay? What are some of these verbs? Get ready. I'm ready. You ready? Let's do it. So, build up relations. Cement relations. Boom, I love cement relations. That's awesome. Encourage relations. Establish relations. Break off relations. Sever. Cut them. Cut them. Sever means to cut. Strengthen relations. Okay. Restore. Resume. Jeopardize. We did risk last week with Jeopardy. You jeopardize relations. Okay. You improve them. All right. You maintain them. Okay. Or relations may sour or get spoiled. Like food is sour, or food spoils, it goes bad, okay? So I'm not going to go through the definitions of all of them. Some are positive, some are negative. You can rewind and check the words and check them in the dictionary if you really want definitions. And that's another tip that I want to do in today's episode that I think is important. When you are checking words out in a dictionary, don't use a dictionary that's English to Polish or English to any other language, whoever you are out there watching these episodes, okay? Don't check the word in your language. You're not, unless you're trying to learn to be a translator, that's counterproductive. It's not going to help you or help you with your efficiency to learn better, okay? If you're intermediate or higher, unless it's a very sophisticated word, then maybe your English needs to be a little bit higher. You need to do English to English, guys, okay? You need to do English to English because the definition, the explanation, with its example sentence and its pronunciation button is more than adequate, sufficient, or enough, synonyms for enough, for you to understand the word and what it means. And then understanding it in English and what it means will make it easier for you to use it and have it into your repertoire, add it to your repertoire of words to use when you're speaking. Okay? Very important, and I think it's a very useful, beneficial tip. Please keep it in mind, including with these words that I've just given you, because you probably need more examples than I have time to tell you here when describing relations. Finally, one last thing with relations, I want to add you some adjectives to describe how good the relations are. And you know how much I hate good. So what can we add? We can say excellent, okay? Of course. Friendly, relations are friendly. They have a close relationship or close relations. Relations are strained, or the relationship is strained. Stormy relations. And finally, amicable. So those might be new. Amicable means that they're okay, that there's nothing wrong, there's no animosity. They don't hate each other, or there's no like disagreements or arguments. If it's stormy or strained, like a strained muscle, that means there's been an argument or a disagreement recently, and maybe these two people or teams don't like each other, okay? Also, it's important to check some of these words because some of them, like restore, resume, jeopardize relations, as I mentioned before, with the verbs and adjectives, is that it's talking about politics, like political parties, or even countries. Like they're more political, not maybe so for practical purposes, okay? So check that out, please. So that's building relations. I've given you some nice language today. I hope you find it valuable. Subscribe, please, if you like these videos. You know how much it means to me to hear from you. This is a collaborative project. We are all a community together. ESL Trailblazer. Let's make something happen. I'm Nandis. Here's an episode from in the past that you might have missed. It's great. And I will see you next week after Easter. Welcome to spring. Daylight savings, boom, I'm ready, pumped. I'd love to hear from you. That's all I got. See you next week. Later.